Today, I want to talk about J-Hope having gone missing. We also have fans thinking Jin might be mad over the military food selection and him possibly having allergies. And then we also have HYBE addressing the military situation. So, hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, he's spilling mug merch, and let's go. Armies have been doing a lot since Jin was fully enlisted in the military. They have been very concerned over what was going on at the camp and just if he was okay. Recently, J-Hope, after his New Year's Eve show, did a live stream updating armies on Jin's status and a phone call that J-Hope received from Jin and told us that Jin was very much okay and doing extremely well. We were all very happy to hear. By the way, if you want to see me fangirl over the New Year's Eve performance and react with you, we do currently have a limited $1 tier that is open and would love to see you there. Link below in the description. There were a lot of concerns over how armies were reacting once Jin was enlisted in the camp. There had been photos and footage of Jin either coming out of the gas chamber, taking photos for his ID, throwing a grenade, and even photos of him just lined up at the camp doing his normal service. Now, while all of these photos were released by K-Media or by the official military website, a lot of armies thought this was coming from stalkers or Sesson fans who had snuck into the camp and took those photos without Jin's permission. But I don't think I have seen any of those types of photos. And if there are Sessons with this intention, they would quickly be caught and arrested. As you can probably imagine, sneaking into a military facility would be no easy feat, and likely they would be shot if they attempted to. For those who are concerned over the photos that have come out, the military has a photographer that goes around the camp and gets photos of each of the trainees at the camp. They post it directly to the military's website, and this is a place where the parents can log on and view their children to see what actually their children is doing and if they're okay. Given that most parents would probably be very worried, this is a great solution that the government has come up with. The trainees obviously cannot use their phones as often to talk to their parents and update them. This is a very good way for the parents to peer into the camp and see how their child is measuring up with everyone else. HYBE did have to come out and address a couple of things that I wanted to talk about as well. After Jin completes his 4 to 5 week training, he will be officially shipped off to his official location to serve the remainder of his service. There obviously might be some sort of ceremony after 5 weeks, and HYBE wanted to remind everyone to not show up for that ceremony and that armies are not invited. This is to prevent overcrowding, as there will be a lot of people there already, and it's best to not overcrowd an area that is not heavily equipped to handle this large amount of people that would show up. This is very important, and I would urge everyone to not go. Likely the news reporters will show up and they will document the event for us, and I would gladly take the report from them. HYBE also urged armies to not send gifts. The facility in which Jin is at are not equipped to handle huge amounts of gifts and packages, and not letters either. I'd imagine they simply don't have enough storage capacity to hold everything, and it might just result in them just throwing it out. I don't know what they would do, but refrain from sending. HYBE urged armies to just send a message through Weverse, and Jin will see it when he gets an opportunity to log on, and I'm sure he will log on soon. There were a few more updates with Jin at the camp, which was very interesting. Apparently Jin's title changed at the camp. He became commander or something like that, and basically what that means is that he is the leader among his group at the camp, and this is just so perfect for him. He is literally the second leader of BTS pretty much, so for him to be the leader among a military group is perfect. It was even more surprising when it was believed that Jin might not be getting the best treatment due to his eating habits. Jin has some allergies that are quite shocking. Apparently in 2019 in October, Jin broke out in rashes, and then he went to the doctor to check. They told him that he had 2 main allergies and things he needed to cut back on, and they were garlic and potatoes. Of course, vampire jokes started to trend and all that, but as Jin had updated us on Weverse about this, he asked what recipe doesn't have garlic in it, and that is very interesting because a lot of very prominent meals in Korea heavily rely on garlic. Kimchi has garlic in it, and so many Korean barbecue dishes have it, and of course meat marinades have it too. Not very surprising for the armies that knew about this. They were wondering if Jin would be able to eat any of the food at the camp. Some of the military trainees have come out and talked about how the military food is actually really good, but they don't really talk about accommodations in the camp, and this is expected, and they have hundreds if not thousands of trainees. They can't possibly make specific accommodations for every single one. However, the fear here is that now that if Jin is allergic to these foods and there is no accommodation, would Jin simply choose to not eat the meal and go about training with an empty stomach? When armies looked at the menu for the camp, which is apparently online, but I can't find it since it might be on Korean, so social media, but apparently the foods do have these specific ingredients that he is allergic to. Unfortunately, we don't know how they are going about this, but I have a feeling special accommodations are made and he is okay. I definitely see the concern here as allergies are very tough, and one of the reasons why they typically have much younger trainees enlist is because they are healthier and they can withstand pretty much anything. But when you're 30, you need naps midday, while if you're a teenager, you may be able to go without. Other things are surgical things. Jin also did a surgery on his eye, so things like the gas chamber, which can irritate the eye, is not great. All I can say here is that Jin is likely monitored, and if there is anything that is very wrong, they will adjust and fix it. I think the military and government is pretty much aware that the whole world is watching, and if they were to do anything to a celebrity at their camp, people would riot, and so they are very careful. And Jin seems to be fine. Armies have been rioting a lot lately, and even more so because usually when BTS makes an appearance and something goes wrong, it's a one riot moment that everyone is rioting for the whole group. But now we have riots for each individual member when things go wrong, and things go wrong all the time. During the 37th Golden Disc Award, J-Hope was essentially missing, and this caused chaos online. The hashtag "where is he" trended and people were looking for him. But it seemed like a bit of confusion had occurred. Let me explain what happened if you aren't aware. The Golden Disc announced the lineup for the people attending, and J-Hope was announced officially as one of the attendees. People assumed that everyone that was announced was going to perform, and that is a fair assumption. A lot of people who did get announced did perform. I don't know if everyone did because I don't keep up with every single person that was announced. But then it was believed that J-Hope was attending but not even going to go on stage unless he wins something. So of course this is confusing. If he's not performing, why is his name being used as part of the promo? J-Hope apparently wasn't even seen during the red carpet event, which made people very confused as to where he was. Since the show took place in Thailand, some armies consider that maybe J-Hope was stuck in traffic somewhere since it's quite bad there. But these were just all theories. After the whole Twitter storm, J-Hope finally did appear on Jay Park's live performance, and he also appeared and accepted an award. I mean, this was a very interesting moment because armies were very upset. Many people started calling Golden Disc clout chasing, and it was like, the show is not over yet. I think they freaked out specifically because J-Hope wasn't seen in the audience or on the red carpet. They just assumed the Golden Disc lied about J-Hope's appearance. But we need to stop doing this, because if J-Hope was expected to appear and then suddenly doesn't, that could be for numerous reasons, and none of those reasons would necessarily be that the award show is using the member for clout. J-Hope, as many people have said, could have been in traffic, or maybe he just didn't want to go. Ever have a lazy day and not want to go? Award shows, I don't think, are in any artist's contract. They typically want to go as it's fun and it's possibly good promo opportunity, and if they win an award, they want to be there to accept, but they don't have to go, and thus you will see a ton of artists not go. And BTS has not gone to award shows a bunch of times and just send a video thank you message. Let me know what you think, and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.